Hello everybody, my name is AdvisedGaming and welcome to Penumbra Overture. Now if you don't know anything about the Penumbra series, there's Penumbra Overture, which is first. I'm not sure how the order goes after that, but there's then Requiem and then Black Plague. That's not the chronological order, I'm not for certain on what it is. Anyway, those are the three games. Now these games are made by the same studios that made the Amnesia games, Amnesia Machine for Pigs and The Dark Descent. Frictional games. So they're like the masters of survival horror. If you've ever watched my Amnesia videos, I loved Amnesia. It was before I got a webcam, but I loved it so much. It was awesome. Just gripped you in real terror. It pulled you into the environment, made you believe that there was, it was actually happening. But these games came out before Amnesia, so this is their first attempt at making survival horror and telling their own story to, in their games. I think Penumbra's awesome. I've played a little bit of this one, not much, but it is very well done. I really like the Penumbra series. So, let's go ahead and get into it. There's a lot of dialogue, so I'll let it play after I read this. My story began in February, year 2000.
For my part in this allegory, I'm not going to make the same mistakes my father made. Howard vanished from my mother's life before I was even in it, so when he sent me a letter a few days after Mum's funeral, it was the first I'd ever heard from him. Pity he was dead. Writing from beyond the grave must be a genetic habit in my bloodline. His letter contained a key, instructions, pleas for forgiveness. I figured the dead don't have much use for absolution, so I turned to his prophetic passing, which he inexplicably expected to come any day. Clearly averse to explanations, my father preferred to leave directions to a bank on Mayfair I'd never even heard of. In that bank was a safety deposit box in his name, and myself as executor. Of course, I went, as he knew I would. I discovered that despite the evidence, he'd been legally declared dead almost 30 years ago. And so the old book and collection of notes I found had, in the eyes of the law, been mine all this time. My father's instructions were to burn the documents, raise no further questions. But that was his error. No man's immune to the shameful trappings of curiosity, and my humanity got the better of me. The university I taught at was world-renowned for two things: physics and linguistics. I represented the first, and the man who stood for the second was stumped by my recent acquisition. The book was indecipherable. The notes, however, showed a location somewhere in uninhabited northern Greenland. It took me almost a year to book the last flight I'd ever take. As I watched civilization disappear along with Heathrow, I realised my father had disappeared 3 decades ago, almost to the day, and I considered in turn what it was that I was leaving behind. We landed on a strip of ice a few feet wide, and within minutes I was pulling away on a chartered boat, beginning the 12-hour journey that would lead me into my past.
Okay, so there's your little bit of backstory. Like this game, it's like Amnesia. It sets up some pretty good setting for you, and you really get pulled into it. Finally, we're almost docked. I better stow my gear. I may be far from home, but chances are I can still pick things up using left. But good thing I can still do this. I remember always picking things up with the left mouse. Always good to have a notebook. Alright, so you see it's like the basic inventory system with Amnesia. This actually looks like an Amnesia box. Dearest Eric, just a quick note before you set sail and leave me once again. I have left you a little something to remember me by in the chest at the foot of our bed. Your bed, not our bed. I really don't know why you still only have one bed on board. Taking shifts because of it is no way to get your rest. But what does a fisherman's wife know about life at sea? Of life at sea. I'll be praying every night for you to make the catch you need so that you can come home to me safely. And soon. Please don't be gone for 5 weeks like last time. And I know I might nag sometimes, but I do love you, you know. I've washed those overalls of yours. I know you'll get them covered in assorted fish parts in no time, but I still feel better knowing they've had a wash. Before I forget, the Henriksons in the village have asked me to see if you'll be coming by any trout, but I said they were mostly out of season, and if you do happen upon any, don't say anything. Stow them well in ice, and I'll do something special with them to celebrate when you come home to me. The ship's captain deserves a little special treatment once in a while. Always travel with a padlock and a key, preferably. Mine's in the inventory. Boop. There we go. Extra batteries for the flashlight and a glow stick. And there's the flashlight. Okay. Playboy poster. It's nice some things don't change no matter how far you are from home. Oh, I need to get going then. There we go. That looks safe. As I stepped off the boat, setting out into the blizzard that had formed around me, I realized how utterly devoted I'd been to the discovery of my father's past. I had no idea what to expect. Soon enough, my concerns were justified. I don't know whether I lost my orientation or my spirit first, but I lost feeling in my extremities soon after, and knew hypothermia was setting in. I started looking for shelter. That would have been my first thing to do. So cold. Don't know where I am. Need shelter soon. You're gonna die, buddy. That looks like you just came right out of there. My entire head went numb a long time ago, but I can still hear the wind roaring past. Or is that some animal? Some rocks. This looks interesting. What in the hell is that? I don't care. I need shelter. Looks frozen shut. I need something to break it. Use your fists. Okay, that is a wolf. I don't know how a wolf is living out here, but that was a wolf. Can I please just pick it up? Thank you. I'd really rather not be out here with that wolf. Are you serious? I thought you were cold, not weak. Okay, how's this turn? No. There. Did it work? No. I guess that's it. Yep, there we go. Jesus, my head. I can't believe I fell that far and survived, although looking around, maybe I didn't. What is this place? That ain't that far. Okay, never mind. I should have known that rusty old ladder wouldn't hold my weight. But I didn't have any choice. I'd rather die down here than suffer the cold any longer. I agree, I can't stand cold. Steel rod. It's stuck. There must be something in the way. Maybe your determination? Get up there. Another flare. So the physicality in this game, like the interactivity, is very similar to Amnesia, as you would expect it would be, because it's made by the same people. But I found something. It's also got some interesting things that Amnesia didn't have in it, such as this. If I could get it. Now don't be dismayed. As far as I'm aware, you don't actually... What am I trying to say? Give me a minute. That'll be a better point to make for this. This looks like some kind of industrial mechanism, although there's a hole in the center and no way to operate it. I'd be daggone if there's no way to operate it. We'll jam this rod in there. You jam a rod in anything hard enough and it will work. See? That's what I just say. Which way? This way. It goes this way. Yep. Alright. I don't know where this leads or what's waiting for me, but unless I want to starve to death, it's my only option. Besides, maybe this place has something to do with my father. I doubt that. Whatever I was descending into, it was 100 feet below ground, protected by 2 solid metal hatches, located in a remote Arctic wilderness and buried beneath the snow. I didn't know what to expect, but it made me feel something I hadn't felt since I was a child. I'd never given it much thought before, but I realized that our entire society is a network of safety nets, emergency services at the end of the phone line, health and safety in the workplace, friends, family, lovers, all there. And if something goes wrong, part of a carefully designed structure to prevent all but the most mundane of emotions. Once again, I felt like I did when I was in school, surrounded by the closing ring of older kids, knowing anyone that might help me, friends, parents, teachers, were too scared or too far away. What kind of school does this guy go to? Teachers afraid of children. Northern area. Explosives. I could be anything living down here. Heroics are for Hollywood actors and fairy tales. I'm not taking any chances. If I face off against anything down here, I won't last a second. Caution and stealth are my only defenses now. If anyone or anything hears me, I'd best be off staying low and out of sight until I know whether or not it's a threat. Crouching by pressing left control will give me the chance to hide in the shadows. I know I got it right because of the blue tint into my vision. Plus, I should be quiet enough that I won't be heard unless something's right on top of me. Better remember to shut off any light sources. So, like in Amnesia, it's weird using that as a reference because this came out before it. So Amnesia is really going off of this, but I have to because you guys have never seen this one before. I don't know if you've seen my Amnesia videos before or not. You need to. They're really good. That's what I think so. As far as the Amnesia games and this game, well, all the games, fictional games, is made. They use a different approach to how you're supposed to go about the game. Like, usually in horrors, it's always jump scares, jump scares, jump scares, but fictional games does something different. They pull you into the environment and let the environment scare you. You should scare yourself more than the game scares you. Just seeing something in the dark that's normal just may be nothing at all. Next thing you know, you're scared of it. Like a post or something that you think's a person. It gets you. You may not think it will, but it will. And that's just the game being the game, and that's what I love about it. It puts you in such a terrifying atmosphere that you're scared of your thoughts more than what's in the game. And that's perfect. They do it right almost every time. I heard the scurry. It's locked. Ooh, a boot. I need new shoes. That was rather bouncy. Is that an arm? No, okay. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Locked from the other side. Does that mean there's someone still inside? I can hear chattering. Thank God, maybe I can get some answers. Why won't the door open? Probably because he's crazy. I'm gonna close this back just in case you try to kill me, buddy. Hello? Touchy touchy. Flashing in your essence. Touch again. Flashing in your essence, flashing in your essence. The guy's got the wine. What is that? I don't even want to know. Ooh, I'm too strong. Stone. There you go. What is this? Why is this? Dude, come on. He lost the script. That's what it was. Over that way. Now, what is this? Good. Looks like someone's removed the ladder from these hooks with a pretty blunt saw. You know, just get your face caught right on that hook there. I really don't like the whispers. It looks as if this basement caved in some years ago. Something's tunneled through here more recently, though. Christ, what sort of creature makes these markings? Whatever creature wants to. Okay, that was a spider. I really like the way the flashlight just kind of waves around on this. It's really cool. Ladder. Nothing there. Go this way. A horrible sight. Luckily it's mummified, or else the smell would have been awful. Yeah, good thing it's a smell. You know, the smell's the worst of my, problems. Are those eggs? Those look like spider eggs. Oh, it's just bags. They look like eggs. Oh god. I'm not going to read all this, so I'm going to leave it here for a couple seconds, go to the next one, and if you all want to read them, you can pause it, but I'm not going to read it. I don't have time. For the purposes of making videos, I can't dedicate all that time to just reading this. I know it may be important to the story, but I can't do it. So, here it is. There's the next one. And this one. There. That one. That one. There. And last one. Okay. Alrighty. God, I keep thinking that dog's something else. The steam could blister flesh from bone in an instant. I know, I've seen it happen. Did you pour somebody's face in the steam? Ow, God. Okay. If it weren't for the size of the pieces, I'd say it looks like an eggshell. What is it? It looks like a porcelain bowl. My earlier assumptions on the benign nature of my cellmates may have been made in error. After a careful autopsy, I'm concerned that there may be a small volume of natural chemicals stored in the stomach, which, if ingested regularly over a period of time, may become psychotropic, or even lethal. My only real chance is to break out of here and raid any stashes of supplies I can find. However, the evidence against such a move is insurmountable. 1, I have no light source. 2, I swore to myself I wouldn't leave until I heard human voices outside. And 3, the spiders are just so tasty. Nothing like a good spider. I just... beautiful. I love spiders. They're great. From the marks I've been making on the walls and my scribbled diary entries, which in the dark may amount to an illegible scrawl, today is the 100th day of my new life. Over the past month, my edible friends have become more and more aggressive and have swelled in number and size. Whether or not this is a result of my plundering their ecosystem, I am unsure. However, at this rate of growth, they will soon be too large to crawl through the gaps in the walls. For all I know, I could only be seen the tip of the iceberg. If all fails and I am never recovered, I hope at least that my study of, and indeed involvement with, these fascinating creatures will one day be regarded as an important point in natural history. The greatest names in modern science got there more through fluke than talent, and it appears that this rule has extended itself to my discovery of this delicious new species. I only pray that the second rule deems my breakthrough too insignificant, for all great discoveries tend to consume their inventor. You talking about your spiders? Go, 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 go. Ah, God. Can I just go right through? Yep, okay. Finally, this must be all that's left of the basement storage. That lock looks rather worse for wear. Okay. I bet you I could, Can I please? Thank you. Okay. Close that out. Fluid lighter gas. And my lighter's not... Well, let's use it. This should fire up now. This should fire up good. Is it just me, or does these boxes look like amnesia boxes? They look just like it. I mean, it's obviously the same developer and stuff. Which I could see why they'd use resources from this game. Can I just... Which way is it turn? Oh, this way. I'm glad I can do that. Alright, let's see here. I turned off the steam, so that's good. There's some big holes. Alright, I'm back to where I was. Cutscene. That wasn't a spider, guys. That oh god. Maybe it was. How big do these spiders get? Of course I don't ever remember a spider growling. Maybe the wolf got in. That'll be fun. Oh, so crap, there's anything up here. Let me just shine my light in there at it. That's a good idea. Okay, push it back that way just a tad bit. Can I stand up? Thank you. Alrighty. I'm gonna switch to this. But, whoa. That's better than a flashlight. Because it's a... They don't take batteries. I think someone's been dragged through here. I've never seen this much blood before. That was my best chance to get some answers. Who else is still down here? He left his shoes. No, those shoes were there the whole time. But are you sure you just didn't have a, bad case of not using the bathroom? Are you sure of that? What's this key go to anyway? How many is this? Okay, I can read this. Day 200. It has been some time since I recorded any findings in relation to the spiders with whom I have shared my experience for the past 8 months, partly due to my enforced retreat from their basement territory. Not too long ago, their behavior became overtly aggressive, and so I have attempted to barricade the main entrance to their lair and secure myself within one of the smaller rooms above it, the only one with an operational door lock. I'm sorry, but weren't both of those doors locked? The other reason is that I have been recovering from a minor operation which I was forced to conduct myself, without the aid of anesthetic. Even if I did have any anesthetic or surgical tools, I couldn't afford to be less than diligent in my work, so anesthetic was out. Surgical tools are well and good, but although it may be becoming old and rusty, I still trust my penknife to do the job just as well. The procedure itself was elementary enough, a simple amputation of a non-vital organ, and I began to notice a thick glue-like substance forming on my tongue, and was forced to accept that it had become infected through constant toxic ingestion. He just cut his tongue out. Oh man. Another century of days comes and goes. It seems like so long since I escaped here. At some stage since my last entry, I attempted to return from whence I came. That from which I originally was fleeing seems a fate far worse than the one I now face. However, in the time since I arrived from the larger mine system, a cave-in has occurred, blocking any further progress. I was forced to return accept whatever the end life has in store for me. I still hear my aggressive little friends scratching on the door to my cell. You sure that wasn't me trying to get in? Maybe if you'd let me in, you'd be alive. Okay. What is that? Oh god, why did you... Who was this, Gene Simmons? Ooh, okay, just gonna ignore that. Oh, I stepped on it. Ooh. That's gross, that is gross. Okay. Largest spider I've ever seen with its gut carved open. So what's in? It's just a boot. Okay. Forget the blood. It was just his boot. This hole isn't large enough for a man. Not that I'd go anywhere near it, even if it was. We'll burrow it out this tunnel. Not that you go anywhere. You're in it. You're in it. Let me get my flashlight. Look way back in there. Okay, it goes around and around. Couldn't really tell this. That's the only thing bad about this, is that it doesn't protrude as well. Beef jerky. Why were you eating spiders? You had beef jerky. Anyway, I think that's as far as I'm going to go with this one, because I'm like 26 minutes in. But thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Especially, I hope you enjoyed Penumbra. Penumbra is a great series. I can't wait to do more on it. I am going to play all 3 of the games, and they're awesome. I love them, especially this one. Now, I have played this one a little bit past this point, but not very far. Probably 5 minutes into the next one is as far as I know. So past that, it's all new to me. I can't wait. I love that feeling of going into a game, and I wish there's some way that you could wipe your memory of playing a game and just re-experience it all over again, because that's great, especially old games. I'd love to do that. Anyway, that's enough of me talking. I hope you're enjoying the series. I'm gonna go and save really quick. Okay, pretty sure it's save mechanic. Anyway, this has been Penumbra Overture. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm going to keep making it, even if you don't. Sorry for your luck. So, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you again. Bye-bye.